Hi, Holly. How are you? Um, Sorry, just a second. What is going on here? There we go. Hi, Sonia. How are you? Okay. Hi, Susan. Hi, Anna. Excuse me. I woke up this morning with my throat feeling worse. So, yeah, we're going to see how long this vocalizer lasts. And then I will definitely be resting for the next couple of days. Just a sec, guys. Let me do all the stuff. Okay. How's everybody doing today? Susan, did you hold some goats for me? Susan was gonna see some baby goats at the college today. No, ma'am. Lyra's saying, Mom. I just let her out right before we started, so. Hi, Ben. How are you? Um, Almost done with the sharing, and then I can see the comments full screen. No, ma'am. Go get a life somewhere. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let me see. I missed anyone. I'm glad you're doing well, Holly, especially after not feeling well. I'm doing good, Ben. Just throat stuff, but I've been taking my olive leaf 3 times a day, so we're kicking its ass. Okay. We are going to talk about things that we consume with our physical vessels today and the effects that those can have. How does it do that all of a sudden? Okay. Oh, hey, Matt. On big screen. Oh my gosh. Well, enjoy. I don't ever watch myself, especially on a big screen. So cute and so little. Oh my goodness. I love baby goats. They're so fun and they do climb all over you. One tried eating Annie's hair. Yeah, they'll eat anything. Um, it's really funny, but I've had them like nibble on my clothes and stuff, so they're fun. They're a hoot. Lady, go get a life, please. I'm gonna have to let her in, or else she's gonna cry, Mom, the whole time. Hold on, baby, I'm coming. Come on. Rotten little brat. Okay. I'm covering up because I'm chilly. It's windy here today, but you know, whenever you're feeling a little under the weather, you get chilly. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. We have a lot of cards today. So, bring some more energy into my throat chakra to be able to withstand all these cards. Okay. Goats can't fart. They eat raspberries. It kills them. Aw. That's terrible. Poor goats. Don't feed goats raspberries, guys. Hey, Kara. How are you, love? Okay, let's see. Ooh. I like it. Even better. Okay. Illuminating stitches. I love goats and I'm seriously considered. Yes, get some. You won't have to mow the lawn as much. That's a super plus. Your neighbor's goats ate the raspberries and got bloated and died. That is so sad. Aw. Well, that should be, spread around more. People need to know that because they just let goats eat anything. Ascending stitches. Reach new heights and strive for personal development in your journey. Ooh, so pretty. This is giving me energies of selecting your timeline, creating, structuring, blueprinting your future as you walk your journey. She's like walking through the cosmos, just braiding frequencies together and creating what she wants. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. Heart centered, Queen of Cups in the upright. You guys, you are heart centered. You're working from the heart space. You've been healing. You've been alchemizing. You've got Temperance right behind that, which is alchemizing. Look at her. So you've been balancing. You've been tested, right? Um, with these thoughts, situations, people, whatever surfacing, causing you to feel triggered in some way, but you've been able to rebalance or regain your balance. People rent goats up here. Yeah, they do that here too. And they eat the poison ivy. Yeah. Um, so you've been becoming more emotionally vulnerable, but selective, is what I heard. Emotionally vulnerable, but selective with whom you're vulnerable with. Um, that denotes emotional intelligence. So you're stepping into a more emotionally intelligent space and moving away from the things that no longer serve you, the things that take from you. This is that Six of Swords, but the reversal of it with the vice versa deck, it's already after she's left, and it's showing her from you know her beginning point, and she's already left. She's already done that. So you're moving on. You're taking the swords, the wisdom, communication, evidence, I guess, too, for someone. And you're moving on to calmer shores. Illuminating stitches. Experience moments of enlightenment and gain clarity on your path. With that Six of Swords, it's talking about having gained clarity and being able to use that moving forward, moving on to calmer shores, moving on to a more balanced and intentionally created existence. Three of Pentacles. This is the reversal. No, it's not. That's the upright. I'm looking at the reversal on this side. Sorry, confused myself. Hi, Wendy. How are you, love? So Three of Pentacles, you're working on this. He is, in the process of working on this. On the back side of the card, the one that I was viewing, he's already worked on it. He's already done the work. He's received his gifts, his pay, for having created, this, the pentacles in the structure, between those arches. So you could be, we've been talking about the portal. You could be using this portal to construct, it's like constructing another portal, which is cool, right? Um, use it for, it's like wishing for more wishes. When you get the three wishes, wishing for more wishes, usually that's not an acceptable way to do it, but apparently in this case it is. So create new portals with this portal energy, is what they're saying. We do have the High Priestess showing up here. You are tapped in. You are going where you're led and guided. You're listening to your intuition. You are being mindful, but also being focused and driven. using that masculine and feminine in balance within yourself, the masculine and feminine, psychic energies, receiving downloads, creating, visualizing, and then the structure and action and when to take action and when to pause, being the tactical masculine. Oh, over here, bottom of the deck, wouldn't you know it? Balance, card number 22. Um, Spiritual and physical steadiness. And we've been talking about how to do this, how to achieve this all week long in our topics related to spirituality and the physical vessel. So, what a perfect way to end the 4-part series, right? Then, card number 22, balance, solid foundations. That's number 4. Progress, right behind that. Development, advanced condition. Look at her. She's developing. She's, doing yoga. She's stretching. She's becoming more malleable, but also strong in herself. So she's going with the flow is the message that's coming through with that one. You're learning how to go with the flow. Um, it's always okay to ask for guidance when the path is unclear. So you may still be experiencing a lack of clarity, a lack of understanding. I heard a lack of foundation for some of you. Um, my nephew reached out to me yesterday and he was like, "Hey, can you do a quick reading for me?" I was like, "What's up?" "Yeah, sure. Give me a second and I'll get to it." So I took myself a couple of minutes and then I went into it, and basically he was like, "Oh yeah, well, his salon that he just moved into like maybe a year ago, I think." Something's going on with the lease for the building and it switched ownership and there's like new conditions and stuff that he's not happy with. So another opportunity just manifested itself like boom a week before he was supposed to renew his lease, right when he got the papers. So he's still asking me for guidance. He's like, "But I did kind of want to move out of the building because I don't really like it, and I was considering this other building, but," and then the owner of that building actually offered it to me and was like, "Here, all of, you want all of these things. We will cover the expenses to, change everything to facilitate a salon in the building. And you can just sign on for an extra year on the lease. So sign a 2-year lease and we'll fix it all up for you out of our pocket." And I'm like, you created you created the solution, you created this new opportunity for yourself, and then you're like, "I don't know what to do." um and we've talked about this. He knows he's a master manifester, and like, yeah, so he had his moments of needing to ask for some guidance because he wasn't quite certain, right? Because it wasn't really clear. It was just everything happened all at once and he's like, he's a Virgo, so he wants to take careful time to, decide. So basically, sounding board was all he needed, and, confirmation of what he already knew. But sometimes you need to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. So do that. Reach out to your guides, meditate, reach out to a practitioner if you need help with some aspect, whether that's a reading or healing of some sort, hypnosis session, whatever. And I am booking hypnosis sessions only right now. So if you're looking for one of those, keep a lookout because I am going to make a deal soon, like a temporary like discount. That was the word I was looking for. So hey, Cassandra. Um, so yeah, if you're interested, also offering those. Don't fear change, embrace it and grow. Just like I told my nephew yesterday. All right, Cassandra, yes. Um, so you're creating these opportunities, and yeah, it might seem a little bit out of comfort zone or a little abrupt, but things are moving forward now. Hey, Patrick. Um, you got the green light, the go ahead. Um, we've talked about things being stuck or not really moving forward yet, and then all of a sudden, probably right at the end of eclipse season or a little bit after, When the energy has time to catch up, then everything moving forward. And we do have the Eight of Wands showing up here in the upright. So things moving forward real fast in a quick hurry. Okay. Wands are fire. Fire transmutes, but also creates and is very, very fast moving. Um, so things are going to take off like wildfire, basically. They're giving me like the images of wildfire and spreading. That happened to me. I manifested a job and I was like, wait, that was fast. I'm not ready, but I did it anyway and it's working out awesome. Yes. Yes, Kara, you are amazing. And I love how you're just really enjoying it for other reasons outside of your job description. So that's really, really super awesome. She is so like celebrated at her new job with her new employees. Like they're all just enraptured with her. So it's really awesome. Oh, wow. That's so cool. Hairstylist in the 80s. That's awesome, Annie. Cool. Tell her to keep going, keep diving. Not like constantly try to seek it out, obviously, but being in that open to receiving, going into meditation and things like that. Because obviously there's some things that are meant to open up and click for her right now. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Susan. Home, safe haven, and comfort zone. And that's right under that don't fear change, embrace it and grow. You could be experiencing some kind of sudden change in your living circumstances, whether someone's coming in or out of the house, or you're just all of a sudden there's, I don't know, a job opportunity in another state or in another area. And you don't have to necessarily be moving out of the first place into the next. You might be like going on an extended like work trip. Yeah. So if you're not comfortable with going and staying somewhere else for such an extended period because you're a homebody, you're used to home, you're comfortable there, and you're freaking out about it, um, this is to help you expand past your comfort zone. And they're saying home is where you are, it's right here. So stay connected there, all right, at the heart space, and just know it's only temporary, so not to worry. And if it's a more of a permanent type of situation, same thing, you know, you might be uprooting from one place, but you can lay down your roots and a more solid foundation. They said more solid foundation once you do move. So it is going to be ultimately beneficial, though it might be a little scary at first. And it could be like my nephew moving from one building to it's not even a half a block down. um, so very, very short distance. It's a tiny town. So there's only so many business spaces available. So yeah, it's like around the corner and across a little intersection. So it could be moving your business even, you know, half a block away. It can be a little scary, daunting. Like there's so many moving pieces, things that you have to get done. Like he only has 2 days where he can actually move his stuff because he has a week, but 5 of those days he's going to be really busy with clients and other things. So he's like freaking out right now. And that could very well be you. I'm sure he loves being used as an example on my podcast. um, Happiness is freedom from fear. So don't free these things. These things are happening so that they can free you. So don't fear being controlled or be kind of pigeonholed or pushed into something that you're not open to experiencing. Unless, of course, it's like peer pressure or something, then this doesn't apply to you. But in you know, in any other case, you're being pushed out of your comfort zone so you can let go of that fear of impending doom or something going awry or being, you know, outside of your comfort zone and not being able to get back there. um, you expand past your comfort zone all the time. It's part of life. You know, you have to grow, you have to expand. That's what we're all meant here to do. So meant to do here. So follow your guidance. Help from higher beings is on this card, okay? And you have all of that wisdom, all of that knowledge, all of that guidance within, okay? So whenever you're experiencing fear, you are not in the heart space, okay? When you are experiencing fear, you are not in your heart space. So anything outside of that heart space is false evidence appearing real, aka fear. Okay, so listen to that guidance within. Just know, even if you're uncertain of what's to come, this is a perfect card. This card actually jumped out and flew away from me, and I had to like make a concerted effort just to go and pick it up over there. So usually when that happens, they really want to stress the importance of the meaning of that card. So she has, obviously this huge storm approaching from the distance. There's lightning, there's dark clouds. It looks scary. She's, her dress and stuff is blowing up. She's probably conservative, doesn't even want to show her ankles, but she's just going to hope or belief and fulfillment, and hope is on the card. Okay. She's going to stand in that belief. That's true hope. It's not the lackey hope where you're like, I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Okay. That's not the true frequency of hope. But card number 25, things coming together and change. Okay. But adding up to number 7, you are going to be solid, secure. 7 is a very spiritual number. Also, talking about you being connected to the divine. You can create the storm, but you can create the sunny skies too. Okay. Not to fear the change. You're going to be guided through the storm. And um, that's the point where they want you to release the fear, is when you see it coming or you perceive in some way that it is coming towards you. Because she could be just standing there and it could be just passing by like that, not even coming at her in that direction. She don't know. She just turned around and saw this big ugly storm. So she's going to stand secure in her knowing that that storm's just going to go right on around her. She doesn't have to worry. And even if it blows shit everywhere, debris and stuff, she knows she's going to be okay. All right. So just observe. Okay. Observe the storms around you, observe the circumstances around you, and try to remain as balanced as possible, holding on to that knowing. Okay. You do the hope card today, Susan. I love that. Um, Knowing that you are, I heard untouchable. So if you're fearing something, that someone or something else, it's like the act of feeling like victimized, like someone else or something else is coming against you. It could be like a business entity, a government entity for some of you. I don't know. But don't worry about it, because you are protected from the storm. You are guided through the storm. Um, it isn't about being right, it's about doing the right thing. So you could be observing things with regard to other people that are misguided. You may be only seeing one sliver of the situation. So being open to seeing the greater perspective is going to be important, because you could fumble, is what I heard. You could fumble. Just happened 10 minutes ago, standing on knowing and my value of truth. Yes, I love it, Cassandra. You are awesome. Um, so this could be thinking that one of your kids is making some huge mistake, going behind your back, doing something, and it's not at all like that. They could be maybe hiding something and you think it's this big catastrophic thing, but it's something as simple as like, they don't want you to know that they're talking to a friend that you disapprove of or something like that. Or, a significant other when they're not supposed to be dating, something along those lines, which can, I know those things can get into catastrophic situations, but that's not what this is. So simmer down. Okay. Remember that you also co-create reality with those connected to you. So you don't want to focus on those kind of things because that will enhance that energy. Um, and whether it's the person that they're connected to now or a different one down the road, you don't want to, affect that kind of uh, change in your reality. Yes, every little thing is gonna be all right. My voice is, doing its own thing here. Levers. The sun is shining on those levers. Okay, that is earth and fire coming together. Very grounded, very passionate. This could very well be you being rooted and grounded in your higher self. That's why that, angel, that high frequency light being up there is above the both of them. They are coming together. That this is the yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine, the dark and the light. Um, so this very much could signify the union between those forces within you, because it's all about manifesting and creating and building, structuring your reality moving forward. So yes, the storms might come, but you're guided through those and you're able to balance beautifully, becoming one, unionized within yourself, no matter what kind of ugly, scary monsters. Look, he's back. The strength card in the reverse again today with that ugly, horned, bat winged looking muscular dude with his claws and shit. And she's just like, hey, I'm trying to put my hands in my lion's mouth. I'm cleaning his teeth right now. Could you come back later? She ain't scared. She ain't even shooketh, right? She's just like, dude, I got a fucking lion, okay? I'm pulling a lion's teeth with my fingers, and you think I'm gonna be afraid of you? Bitch, please. Thank you, cousin. Um, so even amongst these scary situations or these difficult situations or these situations that trigger you into past patterns, habitual patterns, thought patterns, beliefs, whatever it is, you're able to move through them at a more grounded, in a more grounded way. Translucent thread work, gain clarity and self-awareness, understanding your true essence. So as you are coming into balance with these masculine and feminine energies within you, you're taming the beast within, right? Just like on that strength card, you're taming that inner beast. You are doing the work. You are gaining clarity and self-awareness because you're spending more time really being mindful about your thoughts, your feelings, your, the triggers even. You are sitting with yourself. And that's what has you coming into harmony with yourself. Rooted endurance, draw strength from your roots and embrace growth through life's seasons. So remain grounded. If you're experiencing a troubling situation, a triggering situation, anything like that, just, visualize roots coming out of your root chakra, grounding yourself, or go out in nature, put your feet to the dirt, put your feet to the grass, whatever it is. Hug a tree, just spend, a few hours out there, go fishing, go camping, whatever it is that you feel drawn to do, connect with nature. It will help to ground you. Okay. And they, through all life's seasons, they're saying this is just a season, or perhaps you're coming out of a season of tremendous triggering, healing, and growth. But as you're coming out of this serene sanctuary, find inner peace and serene sanctuary amidst life's challenges on your journey. Hi, Bronson. How are you, darling? Your roots run deep. Yes, I love it. Are you going to the hot springs right now? What are you doing? Um, so as you are going within, as you are grounding yourself, you're sifting through these triggers, you're sitting with yourself, you're healing those things. Um, you're finding your inner serenity. You're finding that the only peace you need is within. You bring that to your own life. No one else is going to bring it in for you. They only bring chaos because of the chaos within. So you sit and you quiet that, you're going to have people coming around being drawn to you that reflect back to you peace and tranquility instead of that chaos. Okay. Um, Knight of Pentacles, solid offers. His horse is decorated. Like he's all pretty and stuff. You see, totally Taurus energy. You already went connected to the water. I am. Yes, I love it. So very tangible experiences, opportunities coming in. Yes, it's been slow going. We know that things have been stagnated for a while. We've had to revisit certain things with all of these retrogrades and eclipses having us letting go of things left and right. It's like, how do you find the ability amongst all of that chaos to remain balanced? I don't fucking know, but we do it, don't we? Right? You don't know how you're going to do it until you're forced to do it. So you're not going to choose to experience a chaotic situation just so you can maintain your balance. You're going to go ahead and manifest those things and provoke yourself to be able to maintain that balance amongst the chaos. When you put your bare feet on the ground, the electrons bind to your red blood cells and immediately lowers your blood pressure. Yes, I love it. I love it, love it. It seems that I recall that, but I don't know. I may have known that before, but I may have just learned something. I'm conflicted about that one. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for that, Kara. So these new opportunities are grounding into your physical existence as we speak, but we're here in this third density right now. So things take time, because here we have that concept. It's not just instantaneous manifestation quite yet. So things take some time to tangibilize. They take time to grow. The seeds have to be buried and surrounded by all of those nutrients, and the water has to crack them open. They start to grow roots and suck up the nutrients and the water, and then they start to grow because the nutrients are building up their bodies, right? Perfect for today's topic. But it takes some time. You've been absorbing the nutrients, you've been nourishing yourself, you've been healing yourself. Okay, that's providing yourself nutrients for your growth. So things are about to move forward in a big way because that Eight of Wands did come right here next to the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, the Knight is slow, but now he's got some pep in his step. Okay, you just learned that today. Nice. It seems that I don't know. Obviously we know that connecting our bare feet to the ground does a lot of things, positive things for the body. But yeah, I don't know if I knew that energetically and just like you brought it conscious or what, or you just taught me today. I don't know. Maybe we'll never know. Anyway, things moving forward in a big way. We have the Devil card showing up. This is showing up in the upright, okay? And the Devil card isn't always this terrible, awful, scary card, okay? It's not always talking about control, manipulation, things like that. This is the card of Capricorn, okay? The sea goat. Ask Susan how cute the goats are, okay? um so this is you gaining mastery and control. Capricorn rules over discipline, Saturn rules Capricorn, but Capricorn is a sign signifying discipline of work, of doing the work and then reaping the benefit. Capricorns are very job focused, or whatever their interests and hobbies are, mostly about making money. So very solid, very rooted in their North sign. Okay. So rooted in abundance. You are embodying that, being rooted in abundance and having not control in a negative context, but having control over your circumstances, over your reality, because you've mastered manifestation, because you've done the work. Yeah, I'm a Cappy. Um, so, and right underneath that Devil card, we literally have flourishing knot. Discover the mysteries of life, finding wisdom in its intricate beauty. Okay. This card, the devil card today, is a sign of you flourishing, of mastery. Okay. Because Saturn is Sky Daddy, and Sky Daddy rules disciplining and spanking that ass. And if you haven't done the work, you're not going to get the reward. So you've done the work and you're flourishing. You're going to be reaping that reward. We have the death card showing up here. Endings and conclusions, yes, but that means new beginnings. That means you get to create whatever the fuck you want because that phase is over and now you're moving into a new phase, a new chapter. Woven destiny. Unearth the threads that interlace destinies connecting us all. You have woven the threads of your own destiny. You write them in the present with every step, yes, but you have the blueprints, the plan that you came in here with. So it's just like, the loom being set up with all of those, the threads that are going vertical, and then you start looming horizontally and making the design. So yes, there are blueprints, there is a structure in place of what you've chosen to do, but you're the one weaving with every step you take, every decision you make. Okay, so make sure that those choices and decisions and whatever energies you're putting out is what you're wanting to receive, um, back, because the seed you sown, that's the harvest you're going to reap. We have the Six of Pentacles showing up, very balanced. And whenever I saw this come out, he's looking over this town, which is meant to be his creation, his empire, right? It's very balanced, Six Pentacles, three on each side. So this is looking over the seeds you've sown, and this is the harvest. Like, this is the after. He's not looking at broken ground ready to be built upon. He's looking at these structures that are already, in place and have people in them. The lights are, on inside of these structures. So um, this is a flourishing town or a flourishing castle. It looks like a town. There's a castle in the middle, but there's like little town, little houses around the castle. So your vision of your legacy is already there. You're just adding to it as you go along. Hey, Steph. Um, this woven destiny, that's right underneath that card there. So you've woven, you've planted the seeds. Now it's time to look at the harvest. Is it something that you want? Would you like to create something better for yourself, something different? Not necessarily better, maybe you just want something completely different. It's up to you. And with the eclipse portals, the eclipse portal, and all of the retrogrades, it's cleared, it's cleared the slate. It's leveled the playing field so that you can create. So whether you're creating new portals of creation so that you can come to those and step through those and create more things, that would be pretty fucking amazing, right? So you can use this energy however you want. Just like that first card that I pulled off the bottom of the deck when we first started the reading, you're walking through the cosmos. You are taking these singular threads and you're weaving them together to create what you want. Because, yeah, the foundation is laid, but you get to select the colors of the threads, you get to select the design, you get to select it as you go along. So be creative. Um, Set yourself free of self doubt. Self doubt is probably the only thing holding you back right now. So do some kind of a releasement ceremony, some kind of ritual or something like that, if that helps you, or just knowing that and saying, okay, I'm letting this go now. And because you can do the work totally psychically if you want as well. Whatever works for you, do affirmations, whatever works for you. Just release that self-doubt, release, you know, it's like it's cutting the last string of the thing that's weighing you down so your little hot air balloon can float up. That's the visual they gave me. So love you guys. Hope that resonates for all y'all. We're going to talk about what we put into our bodies in any way and the effects that can have on us. Thank you, Matt. Better and different. Yes. Okay, let me put this cards away. Get a sip. And let me find my email to me. Where you be? Oh, there it is. So I know this is why Steph came. Is because of the topic today, because he's Mr. Vegetarian and really likes talking about how food affects our bodies. Huh, Steph? I'm just kidding. But yeah, probably a good incentive for him to join. Thank you, Sharisa. I love you. You're welcome, Steph. So I did kind of simplify the summaries for or the simplified they are summaries of what we're going to be talking about, just to try to save the voice because of the throat today. So yeah, I woke up yesterday with a very sore throat, but today I woke up with an even more sore throat. So I've been working on keeping the inflammation down and taking care of my body. But yeah, I don't want to over exercise my voice right now. Thank you, Ben. You've been eating clean for 2 good months now. Nice, Matt. I love that. So food is frequency. We know this. And we've talked about eating more light, like plants, fruits and vegetables, herbs, but also if you are a meat eater, which I totally am, okay, there's only certain kinds of meat I can eat. I cannot do like beef and like the harsher stuff because it just like does not agree with my vessel. Um, so I have to stick to the lighter meats and don't like fish anymore all of a sudden since the twins. So it kind of slims my my food choice down, but I do like to incorporate a lot of vegetables. But if you are eating meat, then if you can, if you have the option, buying organic grass fed, you can do grass fed corn finished to get the extra flavor from the fat, the nice marbling and everything. But those meats, those animals, right, whenever they're raised in factory farms, you get more of the fear from the they're being unalived, but you also get the mistreatment that it's just the meat tastes really really bad to me. I can taste the differences. So there's like Walmart beef. No, 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 no. No, no, no. It tastes like rancid death to me. I cannot do tuna. Like I used to be able to do like tuna steaks, but not the tuna in the can. Ugh, it's so gross. 4 months with no sugar, Ben. That is awesome. You feel amazing. I love that. So a lot of us who are more on like the spiritual journey, or even people that are not like consciously aware that they're just like living an intuitive life, they're also starting to incorporate more of these wholesome ways of eating, clean eating, organic, less processed foods and things like that. um, Hold on, let me go back over here. Fruits and plants synthesize sunlight directly through photosynthesis, so they are the greatest light source after water, which absorbs pure sunlight as well. Yes, thank you, Steph. I should have just brought you on for today. You could have talked for me, and I would have been able to relax my voice. But yes, thank you. Steph is really knowledgeable about all of this stuff, you guys. Um, he's been studying it for a while. Everything we eat either nourishes our body and our light field or introduces heaviness and static. Modern diets often include low frequency foods that distort our clarity, intuition, and physical well being. We all know about processed foods and about all of these, um, weird ingredients that they put into it and lab grown meats and weird shit. But Also, like canned foods, like canned vegetables and things, those are dead vegetables, right? Because first of all, they have to be cooked during the canning process, and most of them aren't cooked at the peak of perfection, right? Whenever they are packed with all of the nutrients. So they're just kind of mass produced, mass canned, tons of salt dumped in, iodized salt, table salt, which is totally not good for you. Um, they put a bunch of that in there, and then it sits on a shelf for who knows how long before someone finally eats it. Um, I do use like canned beans and stuff whenever I make a quick chili, but I always rinse them thoroughly. But I don't use a lot of canned foods because um, they taste like filler to me. GMO you got to stay away from. Yes. Organic and non-GMO are the best options because you can buy organic foods. They're grown organically, but they may have come from GMO seeds or, kind of started there at some point in their lineage. And then, so yeah, I know that the labeling and the laws and stuff say different, but do some research. Um, Bioengineered food products, yeah. No canned veg, can't even do frozen veg. I'll be fresh, prep it, freezer bag. I love that, Matt. I do use frozen veggies for some things, like um, here I can't get Asian Asian veggies, so I will buy the Asian veggies in the frozen food section whenever I want to use those for my I love making Asian food, so yeah, I do use those for frozen veg, but um, otherwise, I really prefer fresh vegetables, and I'm doing my own garden this year, so keeping food in root cellars much better than canning. Yes. Hey, Ariana, no worries, honey. Um, we just finished the reading a few minutes ago, and we're just now getting into it, so you didn't miss a whole lot. Just the readings. So, okay, processed sugar causes energetic spikes and crashes, feeds emotional instability and low vibe entities. That's not to say that just because you eat sugar, you're going to get an entity, okay? But there are shadow aspects that cause people to overeat and to crave sugar, and because it does harm to the physical vessel, and whenever there's harm, whenever there's extra cortisol and all of that, then oh, thank you, Ariana. I just didn't feel like doing my hair. I felt like crap. So thank you for saying that, though. I love you. um so that's a way to keep the vessel in a lower frequency state so that it's easier to siphon that loosh, right? So it is a component, but it is not to say that you eat sugar, you're susceptible to an entity. You need SRT. Okay, we're not doing that. That's absolutely not true. So I just wanted to underline that doubly in this. But yeah, blood sugar imbalances can cause a lot of difficulty health wise and energetically. Calm down on the chalks lately. That's good, but it's okay to indulge every now and then. Everything in balance, right? So just have a couple of times a week or something, and you'll be good. Refined carbohydrates, they are devoid of life force, create sluggishness and fog, and linked to bloating, fatigue, and poor gut health. Um, they refined carbohydrates, everything, it breaks down into yeast. It can cause candida, that the overactive yeast in the body. Sugar addiction, yeah. It can be difficult, but if you can rebalance your gut flora, and you'll notice that that starts to taper off, because a lot of times there is some kind of an overgrowth of yeast or something going on in the gut that causes you to crave more refined sugar. So maybe look into adding some pre and probiotics to that, some papaya enzymes for digestion and stuff. That might be really helpful for you. and cut down on those sugar cravings. Okay. Factory farmed meat, saturated with fear, trauma, and suffering energy. Energetically weighs down the root and sacral chakras, causing like low function, and causes um, extra acidity, like an abundance of acidity in the body, which can also cause inflammation. Same with dairy, pasteurized dairy, dense mucus forming, just like, you know, whenever you're sick with a cold or something. I don't know if you've ever been told by a health professional that milk will cause more mucus. Hi, Dina. So yes, that is known by a lot of people, but we're going to highlight it a little bit more here just in case you didn't know. So it is mucus forming. It energetically dulls heart center clarity. And this is not just not like if you're having a glass from time to time or whatever. Um, this is constant, right? Constant use, or if you are sensitive to dairy and things like that. So don't go worrying about, oh, I can't have a glass of milk because now it's going to cause me to be, you know, suppressing my emotional flow and make me all out of whack and energetically dull me here in the heart space. Don't worry about that. You know, everything in balance. Only drink raw milk. I love raw milk. It's so good. Um, but yeah, it can cause an overabundance of mucus, but raw milk is much better than pasteurized for sure. That's so awesome that you have access to that. Not a lot of people do. I mean, they have it in the grocery stores. No, they don't. Not raw milk. That's organic, but it's still pasteurized. I think my neighbor's home. Okay, so, okay. Yep, we finished with that one. Um, and it can also affect joint health. Pasteurized dairy. Can, okay, so all of those things like Sprouts has raw milk. That's awesome. I didn't know. Well, I don't have Sprouts around here. I haven't been around a Sprouts since I was in California. Um, but that's awesome. We have a co-op here, but they're so expensive and they don't do like larger quantities. So it's like a little like 32-ounce mason jar every 2 weeks, and we just can't do that. Only store you've seen it. Yeah, local farmers. If you have local farmers that have a co-op or something like that in your area, definitely look into it. Raw milk is amazing. So ingesting those lower frequency foods can cause weakened auric field. Yeast can cause joint pain too. Thank you, Holly. Um, can cause blocked solar plexus and sacral centers. Also root issues like with the factory farmed meat. Decreased energetic flow and light integration because you're basically a plant, you know. Um, just a little more complex, some would say. I don't know. Loss of intuitive clarity and manifestation power. If you're feeding your body all the wrong things and you're not giving it the things that it needs for nutrition and real food, then way too overpriced. Yeah, there are some co-ops here in the States that have really great prices, but like these milk people, they're trying to get rich. It's like $10 for 32 ounces every couple of weeks. Cloudy brain and stomach aches you might not notice until 72 hours later. Dang, hold on. Let me go back to so I can see all the comments. You're a plant with complicated feelings. Yeah. Plants have feelings too, and that can be complicated. So I think that we're just very much the same, but just two different species. Alcohol consumption. Um, Energetically, it is one of the most disruptive substances to the light body. Um, you know, it causes illusions, it causes distortions, it causes weak spots. And that, I'm not saying if you go have a drink from time to time with your friends, or a couple drinks, or even if you get schmammered, from time to time, I'm not saying that you're going to be all, jacked up from that, but being, doing your spiritual hygiene, knowing and doing all of the work, but also integrating, balance when it comes to that kind of thing, is going to be very important. Yeah, very true. It's a common meme. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about, but I couldn't remember um, what it said. Hi, Mary. How are you, love? Thanks for joining us. That's why the government pushes the spirits. Yep. Energetically, it can thin the aura, open the field to attachment. Not to say that every time you drink or go to a bar that you're going to get attachments. Please don't buy into the hype. Um, but if you are dependent, or develop some kind of a toxic habit, absolutely. No lube. Toxic and kills the people you love. Yeah. Causes a drive for the ego, causes rowdiness, and causes cocaine use. It's basically a bad idea. Yeah, it can open all kinds of stuff. Yes, Mary, opens up to attachments and weakens your aura, can open holes. Absolutely. Um, Lowers your vibration and weakens your spiritual discernment as well. It distorts your fields. Yeah, because they do profit. Absolutely, Wendy. How are you doing, love? Um, Physically, it can cause liver toxicity, sleep disruption, emotional volatility, and poor regulation of your nervous system. Um, get you all discombobulated. So, I come from alcoholism on both sides, my maternal and paternal side, and I um, never went down that road. Like in high school, I did a lot of partying, but after high school, no, I didn't do like any partying. Well, my early 20s, I picked back up for a couple of years, but that was more social, like going to bars to, have fun with my friends because that's what they were doing. So, I just like to go and shake my ass, so it's fine. Spiritually, it diminishes willpower and clouds both the third eye and crown chakras. Increased susceptibility to entity interference, disconnection from the higher self, and emotional suppression and avoidance are common with the overconsumption of alcohol. So, pharmaceutical consumption, we're going to go ahead and say non-essential. Okay. Um, however, however you understand it as essential or not is up to you. Energetically blocks subtle energy communication. So, how your body communicates with itself, how point A communicates with point B and C and every other letter. Okay. Suppresses intuitive guidance and overrides natural cycles, the natural rhythm of your body. It's disrupting that entire pattern, thus throwing it off. So, it can create a lot of difficulty for you energetically and physically. Physically, they create dependency, impact your hormones, and disrupts the natural processes of the physical body. It can limit your access to your connection with your higher self and can create fogginess in the third eye and the crown. You were a happy drinker. You drank like a fish for decades. Oh my gosh. I never enjoyed it. Like whenever I was partying at bars with my friends, I would have like one or two drinks and nurse them most of the night. So, and in most cases, so yeah, it was more, I just wanted to go dance. So, all right. One of my kids just dropped a whole bunch of jelly beans. I just heard it. Oh, clean it up, please. Drank heavily for 18 years, near death in 2019. Oh my goodness. Best thing I ever did was quit 6 years ago. Saved my liver, kidneys, and juicing fruits and veggies. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Patrick. It's a oh, sorry. I didn't catch that comment up there from Mary. Let me scroll up. It's depressant and will add to any depression. I was raised by alcoholics and it's not for me. Even on a rare occasion, I consume even one or two. My body is off for days and depression kicks in. I always feel like I've been poisoned, even if I have a sip. It's terrible. It does not agree with my body at all. So I know exactly what you mean. Smoking commercial tobacco, right? Tobacco is a sacred plant. However, we know all of the additives and everything that they put into the commercial products that you can buy over the counter. So that is what we're talking about. Oh, good, Sharisa. I'm glad. Energetically, it cuts off life force, hardens the heart chakra, and weakens the aura. Physically, we know the damage it can do to your body, so we don't need to go through that. But circulatory issues is one of those among the obvious, with lungs and cancer risk and all of that. Spiritually, it will break the breath to spirit connection and suppress your emotional truth. So, it comes naturally to a lot of people, especially spiritualists who are very in touch with breath work. It's like a natural thing, and a lot of us will pick it up. Like almost every psychic that I've known smoked cigarettes, almost every one of them. I would say probably like 96 to 98% smoked cigarettes. So yeah, it comes naturally to us in that way because we know the breath is sacred, but also the commercial aspect of it. Why do you think that the government was like, here, still, like, they kill tons of people, but they used to have commercials and doctors used to prescribe them? Like, there's a reason. Okay, so loss of spiritual breathwork potential, aura tears, and energetic vulnerability in suppressed throat and heart expression are energetic consequences that can surface as a result of commercial tobacco use. When you are unconscious and smoking cannabis, okay? I know most of us are cannabis smokers, myself included, all day, every day to be able to function in this body, in this environment, right? Because if I didn't smoke, I wouldn't be able to eat anything. And we know how difficult it is for me to even eat to begin with. So yeah. Anyway, when you are intentionally connecting with the plant spirit and using it medicinally in those cases, we're not talking about that. Okay, we're talking about people that use it for suppressing their own emotions, trying to use it as an avoidance tool. Because cannabis is a sacred ally, but when used in an escapist type of energy or as just a habit, it can stunt your growth, your spiritual growth, and your connection to your higher self. It can create, that spiritual bypassing that we've talked about before, stagnation and emotional avoidance, avoiding, emotional triggers and things that surface for you. Shadow work, has you avoiding the shadow work. Um, Physically, your motivation will drop. You'll experience memory fog and may form an actual dependency. Even though cannabis is not addictive, you can become addicted to anything, right? You can form a habit out of anything. So it'll keep you kind of in that loop. Guilty. Don't trip, Ariana. It's okay. Intuitive distortion, spiritual stagnation, and energetic procrastination or escapism can be energetic consequences of overconsumption of cannabis when it's not being used intentionally or to medicate. Okay. Not overconsumption, content consumption, like media, movies, TV, like videos, whatever, music, and social platforms. just as we feed our bodies, we also feed our minds. So what we put into our vessel in that way, what we consume in that way, very much impacts our frequency. Violent or fear driven news, gossip, drama based TV, polarized debates, like presidential debates and stuff, music with angry, depressive, or degrading themes, pornography and artificial arousal loops. Those can become habitual, not always a negative thing, right? We will say that, but we're talking about overuse of those kinds of things, or not using them mindfully. Okay. Doom scrolling on social media, where you just sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll because you're bored, and it's just like the dopamine hit that you're looking for. Um, these things can cause third eye fragmentation, solar plexus confusion and insecurity, loss of intuitive clarity and mental and emotional stability, vulnerability to being programmed, right? Subconscious manipulation, um, subliminals, okay? And also taking on others' energy as our own. This is something that every empath struggles with, okay? Myself included. I still struggle with this with people in my life, and you guys have seen it. So empaths and sensitive people often absorb emotions and thoughts, wounds, triggers, all of these things from people outside of them, especially whenever they have some kind of an empathic connection with them. um, oh, I love that, Matt. You're awesome. So without boundaries, those kinds of things become really toxic. Common scenarios include trying to fix others emotionally, trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho, right? Feeling drained after your interactions with people is a telltale sign. Confusing other people's pain or stresses, anxieties, things like that as your own. And um, unconscious energetic merging with crowds or multiple people. It can even happen in online spaces. So that's where, we talk about spiritual hygiene and doing your spiritual protections, becoming sovereign in your own energy, know thyself, right? And whenever you know yourself and your own energy, anything that's not yours, you're like, okay, that's not mine. I'm not taking that on as my own. You can send it healing, you can send it to the light, you can do whatever you want with it, but you're not going to take that on as your own and then weigh yourself down energetically. Um, so whenever you're overextending your own energy and taking on other people's energy, it can cause auric field tears and depletion of the energy. Sacral chakra drainage, where you're just kind of leaking, it's an energetic leak. So you're not going to feel grounded. You're not going to be able to really, um, connect with the crown and the root need to both be active. Like the crown is receiving and the root is grounding. Those need to be um, on, in balance the whole time. Otherwise, you're not going to be receiving all of the guidance, or you're not going to be receiving clarity. You're not going to really be able to do anything with it because you're going to be ungrounded. Whatever it is for you, it can manifest in different ways. So you'll often feel very fatigued and like develop physical symptoms like illnesses, imbalances. This can happen also with like gut imbalances or with like fungus growth of the body is what I heard. Fungus growth can happen not just to the feet, it can happen in other areas of the body too. So if you're having like a yeast rash or like um, fungus, yeah, that's it's like you're taking on too many invasive energies, and now it's starting to physically manifest. That's for someone specifically. So if that you don't have to verify that resonates for you. Something very personal, but it just came through. So that may be your sign that you really need to be more protective over your energy and more mindful with whom you're interacting and being mindful of not taking on other people's energies. Nice. Yes, that is awesome. Everything's getting stronger. That's what meditation does for you. That should, yeah, yeast is a, like, yeah. Um, a lot of people, especially people that, the beer belly, people that drink a lot of alcohol, develop that beer belly. It's because there's an overgrowth of yeast in the gut. And whenever they stop drinking, it's like their belly shrinks and it's flat within like a month. And that's why, is because they're not feeding that yeast with more yeast and barley and all of those things. So, and sugars, refined sugars and things just feed to that. So it causes that growth, that, wait, huh? Oh, hold on. Someone cloned my friend Susan. Told me being hacked, not answer the call. Yeah, good. Just block and report them. They shouldn't be able to hack your stuff just because, yeah. You have to give them information and stuff like that. So they wouldn't be able to hack you just because they called you. So don't worry about that one, okay? But definitely block and report people that do that. Okay. We talked about that. Now, the people and the situations that we entertain, okay? Because who we let into our life shapes our frequency more than we even realize. Low frequency relationships, environments, and conversations will weigh down our energetic field. Even if you're really high vibe, okay, and you go around someone that you used to be friends with or that you care about in some way or whatever, and they're just, dumping on you emotionally, or, leeching from your energy, whatever it is, um, that's going to bring your energy down. It's going to bring you into a lower frequency state. And, it's going to take some recovery to get back up to a higher frequency after you've left their presence. And if you're continuing to entertain that energy and be connected with that energy regularly, then that's going to regularly deplete you and bring you down to a lower frequency. You'll start manifesting lower frequency things in your life because you are at that lower level energetically. And it's just by osmosis, because you have to be in the energetic vicinity of another person in order to even interact with them in any way, whether it's online, in person, doesn't matter. So whenever your frequency is lowered, then you're going to create your life circumstances by that energetic platform, okay, that energetic resonance that you're in currently. That's just how it goes. So being mindful, weeding out the garden, loving people from a distance, even, okay? Um, Red flags, people who constantly complain, drain, or manipulate, feeling like your energy is being leached or like you are just exhausted after interacting with them. Um, Environments that are filled with conflict, clutter, or chaos will bring your energy down. Repeating patterns of self-betrayal just to keep the peace, sacrificing yourself just so there's no more extra chaos, that's a no-no. Energetic contracts that feel expired but are maintained out of guilt or fear. So if you need to let them go, you need to let them go, because if you continue to elect to keep that energy in your life, you are choosing that same energy to manifest in different ways across the board in your life. Um, let me see. Oh, Susan, I love you. Yes, Matt. Oh, I can feel my voice getting a little weaker, so I'm going to try to get through this. Oh, I'm at the end anyway. Cool. Okay. Energetic consequences of entertaining these lower frequency situations or people: repetitive energetic looping, right? Manifesting the same types of experiences, energies in your life because you're associated with that energy, yeah, I would stay out of the staff room too, Cassandra. Throat chakra suppression, inability to speak your truth, which can also develop into physical imbalances. A lot of people get thyroid disorder. Um, okay, nodules, things like that. So um, don't suppress your throat chakra anymore. Clear that shit. Speak up, advocate. Thank you, Matt. I'm trying. Soul exhaustion and misalignment with your path. You'll just kind of become exhausted and you won't have time to do the things that you're called and guided to do because you're no longer really hearing the calling and the guiding for you to do that because you have energetically lowered your frequency. So you're not open to receiving these higher frequency bits of advice and guidance because you're in a lower frequency. That's high frequency shit. If you're in low frequency, you're not going to get it. You're not going to see it. You're not going to receive it in any way. It can be injected into your auric field and it will not absorb. Okay. Just to break it down like that for someone who can understand it better in that way. You are not just what you eat. You are what you consume, entertain, inhale, and believe. Every choice is either a reminder of your power or a leak in your field. Okay. None of this requires shame, only awareness, recalibration, right? Rebalance, and then set the intentions to create something better. Um, oh, I was not at the end. Oh, there we go. It was just really long. Okay, I had to extend it. Okay, now we're going to talk about high frequency inputs and their effects, which is probably not going to be as long. We do have a little bit more time, about 15 minutes. So high frequency foods like organic fruits and vegetables, raw or lightly steamed is best because they hold more of their life force energy. Color frequency is a big thing. So like some people eat diets based on the chakras. So if you're wanting to work more on the root chakra, you would want to eat more red colored vegetables like red apples, which are only red on the outside. I get it, but still go with it here. Beets. There are, what other red fruits are there? I'm just having like a brain fart right now. Anyway, or the sacral. Okay, we can talk about oranges. We can talk about papayas because they're kind of orange, but they're kind of yellow. Eat the rainbow. Yes. Eat the rainbow, bitch. To be away. That would be someone corded to you, Cassandra, and I would say to definitely do cord cutting on that one. And it may take several times, but you will get that completely severed. Okay, so the organic fruits and vegetables, raw or lightly steamed. Okay. Living greens, like, yes, carrots would be great for sacral. Cherries, thank you, Steph, for the root. Like, yeah, I'm I if I felt any worse today, I would have postponed today's topic until like Sunday or Monday because of how I felt waking up this morning. But I've been maintaining. Red grapes, yes. You're eating green grapes? Perfect for that heart chakra, Wendy. I love it. So living greens like sprouts, microgreens, sea moss, which I would have to take in pill form because I cannot stand the taste of those things. Electrically charged and packed with life force. They are super good for you. They have so many amazing minerals, vitamins, all kinds of things that your body really needs and can really amplify perfect health. Yeah, they wanted me to say it like that, amplify perfect health. Um, yeah, okay. Herbs. like basil, rosemary, nettle, things like that. Stimulate healing and energetically cleanse, like cilantro or coriander is great for cleansing heavy metals from the physical body. And if you couple that with spirulina, it helps to bind to those things and cleanse it out, and helps to also, give you that immune system boost as well. Allergies are so bad lately. Oh, today, get some black walnut tincture. I need to get just the black walnut because allergies are starting to come on over here too. Um, so yeah, I need to buy some more black walnut. Sacred grains and seeds like quinoa, hemp, flax seeds, chia seeds, gentle to the body and grounding to the field, and also nutrient packed. Um, Cleansed ethical animal products. When blessed, prayed over, and consciously sourced, they offer grounding and nourishment with spiritual respect. And they are they're not mistreated. Whenever animals are consciously and ethically farmed, it's the best tasting meat because their caretakers, the farmers, the ranchers take great care in taking care of them. I have them all around me here. I see them all the time. They're giving birth in this field over here, and then they're going to go over there after a few weeks and graze in that field, and they're all just so happy, and it's beautiful here, and they're well taken care of. The farmer feeds them like clockwork. So they're happy, they're secure, they are living a beautiful life until it's, time to go to the meat market. But when they do, they're taken care of in an ethical way. You've tried it all. Yeah. You finished a 72-hour fast on Tuesday. Nice stuff. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay. So, and I know that it's not easy always to source ethical animal products. Do the best with what you can. You can infuse your healing energy, source light, Reiki, whatever, into the food. You can literally transform it structurally, okay, with your intention, with your healing magic, okay? So always do that as well. And just say, my body is going to absorb all of the things that are healthy for my body and dump anything that does not belong. Black Angus Ranch in Cali. Nice, Wendy. That's awesome. There's a lot of ranches in California. A lot of ranches here in Colorado too. Okay, where are we? Okay, yeah, eating, like clean eating awakens your cellular memory. You're eating all that light, it's activating light codes within your physical cells. Strengthens the aura, opens heart and crown chakras, and also does wonders for the entire chakra system. But whenever you are connected at the heart with what you are consuming, it really um, has very visceral connection that has an effect on your overall health. Okay, it's union spiritually and physically. Don't eat farmed fish. No, farmed fish is terrible, full of antibiotics and junk, and they feed them grains and shit. Just not good for the fish at all. They're diseased. And thank you, Steph. Yeah, don't eat farmed fish. Ugh. Sorry. Strengthens the aura, opens heart and crown chakras, enhances intuition and internal clarity because you're connected, because you're it's like whenever you take care of your car, right? You take it to get a regular oil change at so many miles, you take it and you do it yourself, whatever I do my own oil changes and shit. But you take it and have what you call it, get it serviced, right? Spark plugs and wires and all of that. My brain today, sorry, illness, not, yeah. Love you, Steph. See ya. Anywho, um, natural healing and holistic healing in place of pharmaceuticals wherever possible. Herbal remedies like olive leaf, lion's mane, reishi, turmeric, like all of these amazing things. There are so many different beneficial foods, herbs, and all of these things that we have access to. Um, so incorporating those would be really beneficial. Like I've been doing my olive leaf 3 times a day for the last couple of days, which I know that I'm still kind of under the weather, but it could be so much worse. Um, so just counting my blessings and healing is all I'm doing. Sound healing and frequency therapy. Let me grab this real quick. Okay. Tuning forks. Okay. Oh, there's no microphone. Tuning forks or frequency bowls. Those kinds of things can be really beneficial. Light therapies. You can actually go to salons and stuff now and get light therapies. But they do, certain doctors and specialists also offer light therapies as well, probably for like astronomical prices. But anyway, energy healing like Reiki, quantum touch, pranic healing, Tongren, whatever else they've got out there is really beneficial for helping to heal the body. Also, quantum hypnosis is really amazing for healing the physical body. Breath work, amazing. Somatic release, daily sunlight and grounding time, amazing, right? Amazing health benefits. And we've got scientifically proven health benefits. And if you don't believe me, go Google it. I don't have enough voice to discuss all that right now. Energetic benefits to these things are awakens the body's natural intelligence and ability to heal itself, enhances your third eye and intuitive access. All of your gifts start to come online in a bigger way, harmonizes your nervous and endocrine systems. All systems come online and become synchronized whenever you are consuming in any way, shape, or form healthy, beneficial things for your body. Stretching, yes, stretching is really, really good for you. Helps to get those the lactic acid and stuff out of the muscles as well. Helps you to be able to process things and be able to ground yourself and strengthen your muscles. Stretching is important to strengthening your muscles as well. So if you're looking at building some muscle mass, there you go. Do some stretches. Sacred smoke and breath. Breath is your spirit anchor. Sacred breath is sacred, right? Sacred smoke and conscious breath work cleanse and activate the light body. You can use things to enhance your breathing practices like Palo Santo, holy woods, white sage, cedar, whatever you prefer. When it's ethically sourced, okay? Like in all of my orders, I always include a stick of ethically sourced Palo Santo. So everyone that receives a package from me has the spiritual cleansing and healing properties of everything that I've created, but also they can cleanse their space with the Palo Santo stick. So I always make sure that I buy ethically sourced Palo Santo because it is an issue. And we want Palo Santo, this sacred wood, to be around for a lot longer. So always buy ethically sourced and use in moderation, okay? Blue lotus, mugwort, or other like plant materials can be used in ritual smoke blends for cleansing and clearing, for connecting and enhancing your psychic senses, or help your meditative practice. And I know you guys know, but I've got my products, my Isis and Osiris meditation oils with blue lotus in both of them to help you with connecting in meditation. Also very protective. Other very protective, because blue lotus is a protective frequency as well, but other protective essential oils along in there with frankincense and myrrh and Palo Santo. Conscious breath work, coherent breathing, pranayama, or breathing techniques, or breathing techniques will help you with that. spirit and physical union. Stored trauma, breathing through. Yes, breathe through the stored trauma. Blow it out the door. Take deep breaths. Find where it is in your body and breathe into the area. And then blow it all out the door. Blow it all away until you keep breathing in like that until you feel or sense that you're blowing out clean air. Okay. Essential oil, steam inhalation, or in a spray, like my blessed sprays. You can find those on my website. But those will help you to, because you're getting the plant essences. And whenever you're working with plant essences, just like smoking or ingesting cannabis or using it in any kind of way, or like mushrooms and other, we're going to have to go take that and extend it to next week because we're already at like an hour and a half and I'm not even through this already, but I did want to talk about plant medicines. Structured or ionized air from nature, like forests, oceans. They clear energetic congestion, enhance crown and heart connection, and breath restores pranic flow and resets the aura. So I've got okay. You need to learn how to feel without absorbing. So boundaries and protections and things like that are helpful and beneficial if you're experiencing the empathic energy intake. So cleansing your aura every single day, cutting cords that, you know, you don't have to cut cords every day in meditation or anything like that. But if you're having cords being established or reestablished or that don't need to be there, then do those cord cuttings whenever you feel that you're being depleted. Okay. Also put light in to heal the space where you've cut the cord and, have that healed and sealed before you close that out. Shielding techniques like putting yourself in the bubble or in a pyramid, whatever works best for you. Carrying protective stones will help you. Hit up dosha rocks if you want some amazing high frequency healing and protective stones at amazing prices. dosharocks.com. Limiting exposure to chaos and choosing solitude. In the event of chaotic energy, okay? Or just more solitude, more going within, more knowing thyself. It's going to help you maintain a clean and sovereign etheric field, prevents burnout and depletion, and allows for intuitive responses instead of emotional reactivity. And then relationships. You guys know about green flags and making friendships that reflect your growth, that support you, conversations that feed the soul, not the ego, only entering sacred spaces filled with intention, beauty, and quiet, saying no to obligations that deplete you, and surrounding yourself with people who speak in frequency and truth instead of fear. So high frequency living is not about perfection, okay? It's about sacred awareness, gentle alignment, and sovereign choice, because you are sovereign. Your body listens, your field responds, and your soul remembers, okay? The universe keeps all the original receipts. You know that card in my deck, okay? Your higher self is the one keeping the receipts because you are the universe, all right? So next week we will pick up chats about plant medicines. Maybe I'll have to see if Steph is available to talk about it since he's the one that brought him to Earth. But yeah, I'm like on a roll with a bunch of different topics. So we will probably we're not going to do any more of the same title with the 4-part series. We're done with that, but we're going to pick up with some related topics, and plant medicines on the top of that list. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying with me this long. And I'm so glad that my voice was able to stay intact. I will not be with you guys tomorrow or Saturday. Those are my days off. So I will see you guys again on Sunday. Sunday is early podcast day, so it will start 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and 9 p.m. British summertime. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Sonia. Good night. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Love you, Sue. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Take care, you guys. I'm going to take care of me, and I will see you all on Sunday. Love you.